one of the biggest and boldest fancy looks in a classic 18-inch necklace that we offer. This is a customer favorite when we launched this at $249.95. This is no joke. 150 off, $99.95. Basically $50 with 2 monthly flex payments, and we'll ship it to you with your 30-day money-back guarantee. Jay, this is from your private collection. This is Azure Peaks, and this is a lot of turquoise. You can just imagine the yield and the waste in creating something like this. But for those who are tuned in, let's talk about Azure Peaks and where it comes from and why it's so special and how beautiful is this silhouette. It's a great, great, great design.
Okay, well, let me just make one statement. Okay, this is insane. I mean, no, come on. I mean, like, anybody that wants to buy this, okay, great. Okay, I'm just telling you, this is not, there is no way to make that necklace in that material and sell it at that price. That is just insane. I don't want anybody to think that you could do that. That is completely unreal. I mean, I want you to consider this. Number one, this is Azure Peaks Turquoise. This comes from Mongolia. We actually, as far as I know, we were the first people to ever even have this rough. I'm not going to claim I have an exclusive on it because we certainly didn't control everything that came out of the mine, and we didn't buy everything. I mean, there was a lot of material that we passed on, but I can say that we got the majority of the good material that ever came out. I will tell you also, this is material. How we first got involved with this is a geology friend of ours who's a geologist. He works for a lot of big companies, which I'm not going to name. Okay, but what they do is his company, they go out and they find they go to all over the world, and they're going in on behalf of a lot of these big mining corporations that mine for silver, gold, copper, that type of thing. That's how we found out about this turquoise in the first place. When and they had a surface deposit of this turquoise. Now, the reason I'm telling you this was mined later, when they actually opened up the copper mine and started going down in the copper mint open, it's a huge open pit copper mine now, is that it's more blue. So this was obtained later. But this material right here is really, really super nice material. If you see, it's got a nice matrix. There will be no two of these that are totally identical. It's just impossible. But this is beyond the deal of the century. I mean, just beyond the deal of the century. You're looking at not only material, you probably 3.5 to 4 pounds of material.
Wow.
To actually cut this.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you have to have really big, these were all cut from some of the larger pieces of turquoise. Mm-hmm. So you lose a lot. I mean, you can't, these are all freeform beads, so they're more like a cabochon. So, I mean, this is insane. I mean, there's no way. I mean, if I could make that necklace and sell it at that price, I would love to do it, but that is totally not real.
Yeah.
Completely, and that's all natural. That's not fake turquoise. That's not dyed. That's not enhanced. That's the real deal.
And Azure Peaks, this is from your private collection, right? From years ago, or is this?
Right. No, yeah, it comes. You know, we haven't gotten into this material in over 8 years. In over 8 years that I know that there's nothing that's coming out of the mine. Now you have to understand something. Okay, this is now a huge commercial open pit copper mine. They could care less about the turquoise or mining the turquoise. The only way you can do it is we have people on site that when they were into the turquoise, they're not mining turquoise, they're mining copper. So when they found this, even as they went down, they didn't immediately find the turquoise, they found it later. And so we were lucky enough to get people in there and be able to mine it. and it was really readily available. But other than that, what they do is they just pick it up with the big earth movers, and it all goes and gets crushed up and goes to the smelter.
Wow.
Just to even have this material, we were fortunate. And as far as our private collection, yes. I mean, okay, and here again, I don't want to misspeak because I don't know everybody and I don't know everything that goes on in the world. But as far as I don't know of anybody else in the States that has this material. Like I said, I won't claim that I have an exclusive, but the only thing that we took was the better material, the higher grade material. We didn't take any low grade stuff at all.
And we don't see this type of design very often because just we were saying, Jay, the size of these pieces and the bead work in here and the waste that it takes just to make one necklace. That's why, again, the rarity and the beauty, that's why, it's typically $249, and that's an HSN deal, okay? At $99.99, that will not be repeated. Flex pay on top of that. You can get it home. You have your 30-day money-back guarantee. It is that beautiful blue. It's that beautiful shape that, honestly, you could dress this to the nines. I'm wearing with a little lacy chebet eyelet top. Or, this to me in a denim, jacket and white t-shirt, pair of shorts. It is just that signature necklace. That is their pop. That is your turquoise piece that you are getting a tremendous over 50% off savings just because you're watching today, that you will get a million compliments on. You can go online. I always recommend that when Jay is with us, and just shop Jay King's entire collection, especially today, because we promised everything in our afternoon show of jewelry was going to be at incredible sale prices. And that is absolutely the same thing that's going to continue on in this hour with Jay King. Doesn't happen very often. And I was saying earlier, so many of these specials are even better than today's special, and I hate to say that, but this would be amazing if you were able to bring this in, Jay, as one of our best values of the day in the world of turquoise at $99.95. So I want to thank you. Again, we are super busy. You can scan that QR scan at the bottom of your screen. This is Azure Peaks. This is all handcrafted. It is a bold, freeform necklace design, but to me, it's that perfect in between. It's bold, but at the same time, it has like an understated look to it because of the way it lays so beautifully around the neckline. That's the other thing. In the back, Jay, all these pieces are all hand polished, right? Beautifully. So it sets, when you wear it around the neck, it's not going to flip up on you. So it's that perfect shaping. I love it, by the way, with our little Sleeping Beauty gemstone ring. That's at a crazy special price too. But these all work back nicely back to one another. In this final minute, Jay, any final thoughts while we still have a handful, but not many of these left?
Okay, so I want you to look at that and you think about how that's all hand and it's all hand shaped. That is one of my designs. I love it that I actually drew up. I love the way that this lays. It's almost like a turquoise collar, and then because that you have our extender chain, you've got 2 3/4 inches more that you can play with it, so you can place it perfect. But one of the things, I'm sitting here, and of course now I'm being a viewer, right? So like people would actually, instead of being on the studio and the set, I'm actually seeing it. And one of the things that I see, and one of the things that is so cool, the one that Val has on, the one that you're wearing, and then the one that you're showing. So you got 3 of these. All 3 of them are uniquely different in their own right. There's no 2 that are identical, and they all have their own character. So you're really buying a one-of-a-kind piece.
Jay, no doubt. And can we just hold you there for a minute, because I saw this lapis piece. It's not scheduled for a full presentation. And I know you don't know what the price is, what Jay has been telling us for the past 8 years of what's going on in the world of premium lapis. Like,